What's up, guys? Josh Perez here, and welcome back to Juice Talkies. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, because you may get some enjoyment out of it. So today's movie review, SCOOB. So keep watching for my full movie review, and stay to the end of the video for my movie question of the week. Let's rock and roll! So yeah, it's really been a long time since we had a last big production Scooby-Doo movie. If you don't count any that's released on Hulu or Netflix, were just animated straight to streaming. It's been a while since we've had one. I think the last one we had was the live action sequel that was so freaking terrible. I hate you. Get away from me. Don't even look at me! So yeah, flash forward 1,000 years and, we finally got another Scooby-Doo movie in the form of an animated film by Warner Brothers Animation. And I thought it was a pretty good idea to just scrap the whole live action thing and just kind of keep it animated. So in this movie, Scooby-Doo and friends team up with a group of superheroes to stop the evil Dick Dastardly from unlocking the gates of hell and unleashing Cerebus, or Cerebus. There's a three-headed dog. Oh, and then he's also trying to bring back his old partner in crime, Muttley. And if you're familiar with Hanna-Barbera cartoons, these are two villains that have made several appearances here and there in just different cartoons. And that's why they look so familiar. So, going into this movie, I didn't really have super insanely high expectations, because although I'm familiar with the cartoon and have seen it growing up, I wasn't a hardcore fan of Scooby-Doo. I would just happen to watch it if, Ninja Turtles or, Thundercats wasn't on. That would be the cartoon I'd watch just as a filler. And after watching this movie, I really liked it. I had a really fun time with it. It was funny, it had a great soundtrack, and it had a lot of really relatable themes, and I feel like it just meshed all well together. But sadly, maybe not everyone is gonna agree with that opinion. I think some of the reason for that is that this movie seems like quite a bit of a departure from the original series. If you followed it and you're really familiar with it, it seems like it's kind of reinventing itself for a modern audience, for a new generation, and especially one that's super oversaturated with superhero films. And this movie just tries to find a place kind of within where movies and pop culture is currently. I mean, if you're not a hardcore fan, I don't think these are things that are gonna bug you too much if you're looking for something that you're just gonna enjoy. And also, this movie kind of ditches that horror element that the original cartoons have in favor of something that's just more action / superhero adventure oriented. And I didn't really mind it at all. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect because it's just trying to cater to a newer crowd. I also really like the animation in this movie. At first, I thought this movie was coming from DreamWorks. It's kind of on that level of DreamWorks quality animation, where everything just looks smooth, colorful, rounded, likable, and I thought it worked for this movie. It was pretty much eye candy for someone who's a real animation enthusiast. Even the animation in the beginning sequence of the movie I thought was really cool, because it was basically a nod to the original series. And if you're familiar with the original series, you remember that every time that they would run into 1,000 doors, they'd run left and right, run into one door, come out that door, and it was just so goofy. And I thought the writing and dialogue and jokes were clever and smart. They were written really well. I mean, they weren't just random corny jokes that weren't funny. I thought the jokes really landed in this movie. Also, we can't forget the voice acting performances in this movie, especially from Mark Wahlberg, Tracy Morgan, Will Forte. And to be honest, Will Forte, I really didn't think he was gonna be able to pull off a Shaggy impression, but could have fooled me. He did an outstanding job, as well as the rest of the cast, bringing these characters to life. So good job, guys. And I love the whole joke in the bowling alley about the calamari and, you know, when the robot's ordering it and Shaggy tells them that they're out of it. Like, you know how many times I've ordered calamari and they wouldn't have it? So many times. And the movie has a really catchy soundtrack. I mean, you got Tupac's California Love in here. All I Do Is Win. You've got a bunch of very popular songs in this movie that just made it even more entertaining. And on top of all the humor and the slapstick comedy and the adventure, it's a movie that above all else has a lot of heart and relatable themes of friendship and sacrifice. Like, how many times have you went above and beyond and out of your way to help a friend? I think you're gonna relate to this movie then. And honestly, I really don't have a lot of negative to say about this movie. I mean, the only gripe I have with the movie was, you know, the superhero theme that we've seen again and again and again and again. And it would have been nice to just kind of like go somewhere different, you know, and incorporate more of the horror elements from the original series. But for me, it's such a minor complaint, like, you know, to the size of a molecule. That's not the size of a molecule, but like way smaller than that. So yeah, you know, I enjoyed this movie. Like, I really loved it. I don't get the divisiveness. I feel like if you're like a super hardcore fan of the original cartoon, then, you know, you may have to lower your expectations for this movie. I think it's a great movie. I think you should definitely check it out. I mean, you're gonna have a blast with it. You're gonna laugh. Like, it's funny. It's not cheesy. It's not stupid. Like, this movie is a really good time. So, you know, check it out. And there's even a funny cameo in this movie. And, you know, I'm gonna give SCOOB some Scooby snacks. And what's he gonna drink with that Scooby snacks? He's gonna drink Groovy Juice. And before I forget, here is my movie question of the week. What was your favorite childhood cartoon growing up? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you have seen SCOOB and what you thought about it. And my favorite childhood cartoon growing up, too, actually, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Thundercats. That's all I needed to be a happy kid. Team Michelangelo. You bet your ass. And yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video so much, your eyes popped out of your eye sockets, hit that like button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Keep it groovy.